who, if you ask him what his job is, he doesn't really know what his job is. He kind of looks after the whole of pro coaching. He was the founder in 2001. He sort of does the sales and the marketing now. And then you've got myself, and I look after the operations, so that might be rotas, enrichment plans, ringing round to the area managers, supporting you, quality assurance, uniform, everything else just kind of falls down to me. And we've then got all your area managers who are there day to day when you're running. So as soon as Friday hits, when the camp's open, they will be your point of contact. They'll be the person if you're off sick, if you've got any problems with running out of resources, if you need your uniform, if you've got difficulties with your children, they'll be the people that you contact. So there's a real mixture of people in the room. If you're in my area, so Bristol, North Somerset, South Gloss, so only you can, I think. Your area manager is Tom. He's moved over from Somerset. If you're in the Somerset area, your area manager is Megan, who's at the back. If you're in Dorset, so Maiden Beach, Weymouth, Bearminster, Dorchester, your area manager is Craig, who's not here today. If you're in Cornwall, Devon or Plymouth, your area manager is Matt Rocket and Kira. It will alternate between the two. And for Torbay, you kind of go between me and Justin, but you guys are pretty self-sufficient, so whoever kind of goes between. So if you're off sick, please contact them before 7 o'clock in the morning. And if you know the night before, I don't feel very well, I'm probably not going to be in, let one of us know so we can kind of manage something the day before. Same as if you've got any problems when the camp is running, give them a call. If something is kicked off and you can't get hold of someone, ring me, just ring anyone. Any of us will be able to help you. Anything to do with pay or HR, give me a call. Your area managers can't support you with that. So a little bit about HAF for those of you that are new. Some of you have obviously done it before. HAF is a government funded scheme aimed at children on free school meals or those vulnerable in care. Anyone that the council thinks this person would really benefit from being somewhere. And we are there to provide enriching activities, food education, actual food and physical education. That's the point of HAF. It's to give people a safe space to be where they feel helped, supported and they can eat at the same time. So that means it's slightly different to running like a normal camp in a traditional camp where people pay to attend, in that our children, not all the children, but some of the children can come with different needs to what you might get in traditional camps. And that's something I want to manage an expectation of you guys on your first day, is that they're not going to be every singing, dancing, happy child that just gets on. A lot of them will be, but a lot of them as well might struggle with different situations. They might struggle with the other children that are there. They might never have been to school before, and that might be difficult for them. And it's just about coming to work, whenever your first day is, with a bit more awareness of who you're working with and how we can kind of support each other. And this slide basically is just to allow you to think a bit more when every time a challenging situation arises, could there be a bigger picture to this? Is Johnny kicking his mate because he actually wants to kick him? Or is it because he's really upset from something that's happened at home? Or he's really hungry, give him some food and he'll stop doing it. So it's just kind of bearing in mind that there's a lot of other situations going on. And that's not saying that that's what happens in all of our camps, it's not. But just coming with an open mind of the children you're working with. They are vulnerable, they are from difficult backgrounds, and just being aware that we want to really support them in everything we do. And at the end, we'll talk a little bit more about incidents and things like that, but it's just a quick overview. So again, alongside the children we work with, we have to deal with safeguarding. There's a lot of safeguarding, it's everyone's responsibility, and we have to be really key and our eyes are on it all the time. Does anybody know who our safeguarding leads are? Yeah, so it's it's on the board. It's myself and Georgina. So Georgina's our lead, I'm the deputy. So if you have any concerns, whether you think, oh, I don't really think this is anything, but I'm just a bit worried and I just want to talk to someone, then just give us a call and we can talk it through, and we might do something, we might do nothing. But we're always here for that kind of open ear whenever you might need it. And things we're looking out for. Children in the same clothes every day for the whole 6 weeks. It does happen, it happens a lot. It might look fine on the surface, but it's worth a chat, it's worth a conversation. Children that come in absolutely starving. Parents might often wait till they come to club, that's fine, that's what we're here for. But if they're really, really, really hungry, we kind of need to be taking a bigger picture of why are they so hungry all the time. Children that not disruptive, but struggling a little bit, working with their peers. Is there something else going on? And then just general things you might hear people say. So if you hear a child say something you're not sure about, ask more questions, reach out to us. We might give you some more things to ask, and then we can kind of build a bigger picture together. But please don't be afraid about bringing one of us about anything, because we're all here to support you. Again, when we look at the tablets later, we'll go through the process of recording a safeguarding concern. But there is a section to record it, and what we find a lot of people do is they fill a form in and then just leave it, and neither of us have been spoken to. So we have to be spoken to before a form was filled in, so we're aware, and then when the form comes in, we can have a proper look, and then we can kind of carry on with our whatever we choose to do after that. So safeguarding the children we're working with, what do you guys actually have to do in your job? So our camps are a mixture between 4 and 6 hours, depending on which council you are. That's nothing to do with us, it's to do with what the council decides to fund in your area. So it's not like I just want to give Somerset more hours than Bristol, it's not that at all, it's just the council gives different amounts of funding. Now, because of the guidelines, we have to be offering enrichment, a minimum of an hour of physical activity and nutritional education every week and every day. So we've written you really, really, really rough plans. They've got a lot of, you can test it, you can throw it, you can really change it, but they have an element of every section of the guidelines from the council. And because of that, you do have to follow them, but you have a lot of free choice around that. So you'll see like a real quick example on your table. That's in front of you. It looks a bit like this. So you can find that. And it literally just says tagging games, invasion games, athletics, nutrition, games. So that's like really, really broad. But alongside of that, you've got a booklet. Could you hold the booklet up in the air? And that booklet is sectioned into invasion games, war games. Everything that's in that reflects onto your plans. So you need to be using your booklet alongside to make a really broad plan throughout the whole day. The reason we brought that in is because we found that nutrition wasn't really getting done in a lot of places, and that I can travel from Somerset down to the bottom of Cornwall, see 5 venues and see 5 games of dodgeball in every single place I've been. And that's not really like a varied scheme. So we're doing this to allow ourselves to have more variety of activities, especially to allow different children to join in. A lot of children will join in the sport, but they won't join in dodgeball when their mates shouting at them all the time. They won't join in football when they're getting kicked. But if they're doing yoga or a bit of dance, they might join in on. Yes, the kids with dodgeball might not, but we need to be offering it for everyone. So it's just adapting our activities a little bit for the broader range of children rather than just the ones with the loudest voice. We've all got a tablet each. Feel free to kind of pass them around as we go on. But I'm going to show you on here how it works, and I'll give you some time to figure that out and pass it on to each other. So because you're all from different counties here, you'll all have slightly different registers, so I'm going to go through all of them. We're trying to move all of them to this EQ system. Now, if you work in Cornwall, you'll be on playways, and the only reason for that is that's what the council want to use. We want to use EQs, we've moved everything else across. So I apologise for those of you that are in Cornwall because it's a little bit more confusing. So this is EQ. This is what you'll see when you go onto your tablet. So all your tabs will be open. So just click on the one that looks like this. You don't need to keep opening new ones. That's why the tablets just goes though, but they'll go slower when you open loads of tabs at the same time. Just leave the same one open. When you get onto EQ, you click menu, and then you'll find a bit called schedule. Now, do you want to get your first one? So you click filter, and you click the listing you want to do. Press done. And that filter will stay, so if you don't close the tab down, you won't have to do it every day, it will stay on there. You'll just permanently have your register. Weymouth is on this now as well. And then to take the register, you go and click on this button that says
Where are you?
take register.
On yours?
And it should bring you up a really nice, easy register where you literally just click in, out, yeah. For all the children. If you want to know like an individual child's details, you click on notes and it will bring up all their details. Say you want to find at the start of the day all the dietaries. There's a little arrow next to take register. And click print. This didn't work earlier, but it's working now. And it will bring you up everything about the children, dietaries, medicals, everything you want to know. You want to just put certain things in there, edit, and find it. Anyone in Somerset Cornwall, this bit's now for you. You guys use Playways. Now Playways only takes the free bookings, so you have to use two systems, which is a little bit awkward. So once you go into you click on the listing and you'll find these are a register for each day. You can either click on the three dots and click register, or you can click on the number to get up your register. And that will bring you to a similar thing to EQ where you've got in now. For those of you that use Playways. Now, Playways doesn't give you a list of dietaries like EQ. So you're going to have to use that paper register for your dietaries. Now that's only correct from the day I print it, and people book on the night before. So for those that have been booked on the night before and they're not on your paper register, you need to go and find them, click on the three dots on their name, and click booking form. Now this is a new system. It might be that we can get dietaries through it, but me and Justin don't know how to do that yet, because there's been no feedback from Playways. So currently this is the way you've got to do it. So in the morning, if you've got a new child list, you have to check the whole list to make sure the child's there, and then double check the booking form to see their dietaries. Does that make sense? The ticking in and out's pretty simple, it's just the dietaries that might raise a bit of a struggle.
So the dietaries automatically goes on the booking form if you click on that.
Yes. So on the paper one, if the child's not on the paper form, you'll have to go via that. So in the morning, I'd go through all the children, check every single one of them, and I'd write it down separately. And I do that wherever you're working, just write any dietaries separately on a separate form. We do not want to be giving someone that's allergic to something the wrong food. If you're concerned, ring and check one of your area managers. I'd rather you ring than serve them the wrong thing. So then you also have to check your payers on Macform. So if you find the one with the Pro Coaching logo in the corner, you write that down, Kira. If you don't find Macform, that one's going to do. Yours aren't actually set up to have the bookers yet, but you'll find your listing. So say we're working at Beach Grove and you click entries. Right. Once you've clicked entries, it will bring you up a register of payers. So you tick them in and out. This is what many of you would have done before. You click on the name, you click edit, and then you scroll to in, to out. Do you remember doing this before? You guys have been with that before. Perfect. Any questions around the registering system? Anyone? Is everyone happy and comfortable that they know how to do it? If you had any questions, just ring your area manager and see if you can help. Maybe ring me, because I'm not sure Craig will know how to do it.
You have.
No. And then the final thing about recording is recording safeguarding and incident forms. Now I've got a massive list of things here. Your tablets will only have safeguarding incident and accident form. Have you got it up? Just find that. Yeah. So an incident form is different to an accident form. Incident is two people have fallen out, someone's wet themselves, someone's fallen over, someone's run away. Anything that's kind of happened, but no one was hurt as such, needs to go on an incident form. So if you've sent a child home, you need to do an incident form. And the main reason for that is that when mum rings me up in the afternoon and she's whinging about her child going home, not whinging, complaining about her child being sent home, I can have you guys back and I know why it's happened. So rather than me going, I'm really sorry I didn't know, and then ringing around, which looks really unprofessional, I can just check the incident form and go, okay, no, that's fine, I know exactly why they've sent them home, it's perfectly reasonable, and then kind of talk them through it. It just allows me to have your guys back when things happen, so it's really important that we do that. An accident form is any accident, any child is injured, anything might have happened, and that's as small as someone stubbed their toe. Everything needs to be recorded in accident forms. We've had children like tap themselves, go home and they've broken their finger, and no one ever knew, and there's no record of it even happening. So everything, no matter how small, please record it, and please don't just write hit head, fell over. It doesn't tell me what happened and how it happened. It doesn't tell me who was watching, where it was. So make it a bit more thorough. How did it happen? Where was it? And kind of what happened after that is really important. Again, if someone rings up and goes, they've got a massive bruise on their head. Oh, I'm really sorry, but I can see that actually Kia sorted them today. She gave them an ice pack at the time. They were fine. They were happy. They just bumped heads on the playground. Is kind of what happens at a club. I apologise. Then it's fine. If I go, oh, sorry, I didn't even know that even happened. It doesn't look great. So just make sure they're there. They get sent directly to me anyway. And the best thing to remember though is that incident and accident forms get sent to the parent. So do not write anything on those forms if you don't want a parent to read. Make sure it's clear, make sure it's concise. They get sent them. On the other hand, safeguarding forms do not get sent to the parent. They only get sent to myself and Georgina, but you're only filling one of those in if you've spoken to us first. So make sure you've had a chat with us and then we'll prompt you to fill in the form. So to fill in the form, you find the form you want. You click on it and you press view and it will bring it up. And then you just fill in all the details and press submit.
Just about how you want to get the behaviour of your children, you know, everybody's out and about, how are you going to come and get them back in? How would you do it if you were at schools, or have you got ideas like ways that you would do it?
I always carry a whistle with me no matter what. So, but I always do countdown.
Yeah, I would count down to it more, because it gives them the time, doesn't it, to realise what's happening.
If you've got lives like this, for example, you can always use like a D end, or everyone in a circle. You've got 10 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If you're not in the circle, then you're melted lava.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like anything like that. If you go like, quick, get there in 10 seconds, and then they literally like they get so excited, and then you go right, sit down, and then that's it.
So yeah, something like that, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you are consistent with it. So I would have that conversation Monday morning with your team. What we're going to do? Right, everybody has to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's that kids consistent with it. 5, 4, 3, 2. By the time they get down to 1, we should all be sat in front of me. It doesn't matter where I am. We all need to be sat in front of me. However you feel fit, you just need to make sure that I would say your whole team is consistent. There's nothing worse than somebody's going and then there's 5, 4, 3, and then the kids are like, so yeah. How the weeks are going to run. So at the start of the week on Monday, I would probably do your warm-up games, get to know them, then put them into groups. So they're going to be in teams for the whole week. You might have children that flit in and out because of the days they come, that's fine, sort that out as the days go on. But generally, you're going to have different teams every week. It's the same team for every day. This is because they can then have their own little roles within the team. So you might have a team manager, a team coach, a fitness trainer, somebody that does the warm-ups and the cool-downs. You might have cheerleaders, because so I've got somebody who, I'm a TA, and hates PE, hates football, hates it. Give him a whistle, tell him the rules, he is 10 out of 10. So he hates doing the sport, but loves to still be involved. So it's finding that for the children that you have. So you probably, you see yours quite a lot, you know what they're like. If there's somebody that's buzzing all the time, team manager, he's in charge, they're organising it, they're doing this. But also, doesn't have to be the same roles every day of the week. So Monday might be him, Tuesday, right, could you take this role because we're going to swap with this person. Give them a chance to obviously voice what they want to do, but it doesn't have to be the same every day, because you might have 3 buzzing children in one group. It's lovely, let them all have a chance at doing something different. The whole point is that they are a team for that week. It's to do that, like, let's reward the positives and not think about the negatives. You can give them points for anything that you deem things. It doesn't have to just be in this sort of game that we're doing, sport education model. It could be, this team is tidied up first after making take. Great, lovely, thank you. Extra point. this team are really good at, they help me get the arts and crafts out, really good. Or even, somebody from this team helped out somebody from that team, you still get a point, even though it's not just within your team. It's, you know, feeding that, if I'm kind to everybody and I'm, you know, helping them, being organised and listening, giving them those points for that so they can rack up those, as many points as you do needed. What happens then is there'll be 3 sports that we will do: corfball, ultimate frisbee and volleyball. They're in the pack, all the rules, yeah, and then the day by days as well. So Monday, here's what to do. It's only going to be 45 minutes a day. It's not like it has to be a whole day of everything. It's just, it's not almost about sport, it's about getting them in them teams and having that responsibility. Every child has responsibility, giving something to look
They're
forward
only in
to.
teams for those games, not like
Yeah.
a whole day.
No, it doesn't have to
Right.
be for everything.
Okay.
But they can still win points for their team, even
Yeah.
if they're not with their team. Yeah.
What do they win when they're team at the end of the day when the points are?
On the last day, you
Knuckle.
could do like a little ceremony and then have it like a, you know, we've done this. I don't know if there's anything particular to go out, but definitely, you know, congratulations.
Kids like, our team's got 500 points. We're the winners, and then and you're like, oh, you've got nothing. You've got nothing to show.
I don't know, I don't know if there's medals and stuff for it. I assume so. So
You don't have a point
to
system, but you need a reward, else it's
Yeah.
pointless in doing it.
Yeah, no, that was yeah, that's a very good point. So yeah, volleyball, everybody's happy with a bit of volleyball. Corfball is like netball, where the post is sort of in the middle, so you can go around. It's the same rules as netball, feet still, pass the ball, work as a team, and then ultimate frisbee, which we'll have a little go at. The thing with ultimate frisbee is the health and safety of it. Have that conversation. Don't throw a frisbee at somebody that's not looking at you. To the back of the head, it's not good. You know, always, it's probably good for their teamwork as well, that they get to know everybody in their team. They say the name before you throw it to them. And yeah, no going above head height. Ideally, we have outdoor space, play in outdoor space. It's really chucking it down one day, do something small inside, but you know, nice and close, no flinging it across the ring where we're going to hit ceilings and then, you know, have injuries. So yeah, any questions? Happy to have a go? Cool. Like shaking a hand, stand sideways to throw it. If they're trying to throw it like this, they're never going to get anywhere because it's constantly just going to hit it themselves. Sideways, throw the frisbee, and then if you're going to try and catch the frisbee, crocodile catch, 2 hands, try and do it like that, it just bounces out, especially children's little hands. 2 hands like this. The teams will be like varied ages, so don't just think, oh, all my older ones in this group or this group. Mix them up, because it could be that, again, it's that responsibility thing. If an older one has a younger one to help, they love it, they love being able to help somebody, don't they? So yeah, mix the teams up, mix the abilities up.
Group numbers of about 4 to 5.
Yeah, groups of about 4 or 5, and then obviously equipment being sorted for that part of children signed up. Yeah. Perfect.
Funds for holiday, activity and food programmes. Now, this is a government initiative, so the government recognise that there are children from low-income backgrounds and a few other categories that massively benefit by attending holiday activities in the summer. 1, they're keeping physically fit and active, and 2, they're making sure they receive a healthy lunch, so at least they're being fed. So the government then, in different areas, provides what they call providers, so that's us, Pro Coaching, the option to provide activities in certain areas. So our activities are based around sports, that's our sort of specialism, although I say we have arts and crafts. Some other people might do drama, they might do music, they might do outdoor pursuits. And what sometimes I think we don't think about is the people that actually come on our courses, or the people who book our courses, or book places, the parents, the carers, they are our customers. So although yes, we're TAs, sports coaches, people actively working on the camp, we have to remember as well, when we're talking to the when we're talking to the parents, the carers, and we're representing Pro Coaching, they are our customer. So in terms of our presentation, our mannerisms, our welcome, our smile, just that, I think that's really important to remember. What we do is we are given a set date of when we can advertise our programme for parents and carers to be able to book. And we monitor how quickly parents book. So we have some areas where we operate these types of camps, and within 10 minutes of that activity going live, the parents have already booked all their places. But we've got some areas that are much slower. So this is one reason why we're trying to roll everything out so it's the same everywhere, so everybody's doing the same thing, and then hopefully all of the parents are going to enjoy what we're doing, because we're increasing things and adding things, and they all book up to 10 minutes. So this is our aim. But yeah, just remember that although parents sometimes can be difficult, children can be difficult, they're also our customers. So the reason what we want to talk about here is, yes, we recognise that we are a sports programme, but we do, when we talk to parents, so when we don't have our numbers that book every 10 minutes, we do call a lot of our previous customers and say, would you like to book again? So when we're talking to them and when we're advertising, we're saying that yes, we do sports, but also if your child wants to do some arts and crafts, that's fine too, because we can offer that. So it's very important on the camps that we're seen doing both. So what we want is we want every single camp to have a table or an area set up. If it's nice, it can be outside. You can bring a table and chairs outside, that's fine. For children who would like to do that activity. So for example, I think a really good number is to have about 6 to 8 children, no more than that, because it's quite difficult with bits and pieces and sharing. So you'd have a table like this set up with a mat, so it's all nice and clean, and then we would start with some activities for them to do. So everybody will have a box. Now, whoever does the activities is entirely up to the team. So it could be that the leader decides they want to do it for an hour or so. It could be that you switch over. It could be that one person, their strength isn't sport, and therefore they'd like to do that all week. And the sports person might want to do sport all week. But between the team, decide who it is, but whoever it is takes responsibility of being there with the children and supervising them. It's not a question of, right, oh, there's some colouring in the corner, go grab yourself some pens, sit and do it yourselves. No, because in this box are things like glue, we've got small buttons, we've got scissors, we've got things that need to be supervised and looked after. So when you have a box like this, in the bottom there will be some key components, so things like your crayons, your sharpener, your glue, your brushes and things like that. Each bag has a craft activity, so only ever get one out at a time. So you're sitting here with your group of 6 children, you've got your scissors, you've got your glues out, you've got all the basics that you need, and then you would open up the bag, you'd see an activity, and all the contents needed are in the bag. So it might be that in the morning you've registered the children, they've had their fruit snack, and you might say, which 6, is there anybody here who'd like to come and do arts and crafts? Okay, let's say you have 6 put their hand up, great, you take that first 6. If you had 8, you might say, okay, well we'll take 6 at the moment, and then we'll switch over in about an hour, or 2 hours, or something like that. So you rotate it, so you can manage it a nice sort of easy number. But if none of the children say they'd like to do art activities, that's absolutely fine, that doesn't matter, but you've offered it, you've got the table out, they can see it, they can see if they want to do it, and they're given a choice.
Small things, you've got a pen, a whistle, scissors, so if you need anything quick. There'll be some blank name badges, so if you ever come and think, oh God, I've got my name badge, you can just quickly make one up. And then there will be a box that will have a little lock on it, so if anybody gives you any inhalers or anything like that, you can keep that separate, keep that locked away from the other children. And then you'll have sort of cleaning supplies and things to wear when you're serving food. So every camp will have a minimum of 1 first aider.
and you will receive a written briefing which will tell you who the first aider is, so you know. And then 2 out of 3 people on the camp will always have completed the food hygiene training. So those people that are helping serve the food, we are going to have hot food for all of your venues actually. So you need to make sure every time you are handling the food you are wearing disposable gloves, of which there's a large supply, and you are using your apron. So rather than our little plastic tie ones, we've now got a proper apron that you can just wipe down, so much easier. If you haven't completed food hygiene training, you may have been asked, so there might be something that you're doing. So gloves, aprons, hair back, and then when it comes to preparing the table and cleaning the table afterwards, you all have some specialist food cleaning wipes. So that will be your first thing, just to get rid of the general food spills, etc. And your cleaning rolls, and then you'll have some disinfectant that you can use as well. So make sure you're wearing the gloves, the apron, you're cleaning the tables before and you're cleaning them after. Small thing, with the bin bags, if you have any rubbish, any leftover food, make sure it's all neat and tidy in the bin bag, and make sure you locate either the person who's going to take that away or where you need to put it at the end of the day. So don't leave waste food hanging around in bags in the sort of like school or sports setting, wherever you are. Just make sure so you know who's responsible. So I say all your bits and pieces will be in there. It might be that it's only the leader of the camp that's in and out of this box, but whoever does look in it, if you ever think, oh, I'm running low on something, just let the leader know, or let Gracie or myself know, or Justin, so that we can make sure when we're coming around to see you that we fill it up. Okay?
So the 10, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever you want to do each day, doesn't have to be, oh, this is how you eat healthily. It doesn't have to be like that at all. That's super boring and no one wants to know about it. So in the front section of this booklet is nutrition. There's loads of fun activities you can do in there that take like 5 minutes or can take 10 minutes, and lots of fun things for you to do. So the first one, I'll run through a few of them because I've written them, but they only make sense in my head even though they're on paper. So the first one is draw and steal. So with paper or paper plates, you can get the children to draw one meal or one food of things they would eat lots of or eat regularly, and another plate of things that we don't eat as regularly but we can still eat. So it's not good food, bad food, healthy, not healthy, it's just ones we can eat lots of and ones we don't eat as much. We're then going to put them in a big pile in the middle of the room, and we're going to split the group into different teams, and they've got their own little section. We're going to blow a whistle or shout go. All the kids run in and they take as many plates as they can, but there's only one from a team at a time, if that makes sense, like a relay, so one runs in, gets it, brings it back. We then reset, and you can take from the teams either side of you. There's another name for it, Robin. Steal the board. Steal the board, yeah, there's loads of different games. And then we're going to steal as many of the foods we should eat lots of as possible. And then we're like, I want. You can go and go, okay, show me which ones you think are the ones we can eat lots of. And you'll get, this is a burger from McDonald's. Go, why do you think you can eat lots of that? Because it's got lettuce in it. And then you can kind of have the conversation around, it might have lettuce, but there's everything else in it. And we can eat them, but we don't want to eat them as much. So using that game, or as many foods you don't want to eat as often, using that game to just approach conversations around healthy eating. And it's fun, so you've got fun, it's enriching because it's different, it's physical because they're moving, and you've got your nutrition, so you've got all your targets in one game. It's a good warm-up game or another one. We've then got draw food, so say you're doing something like this and you've got food left over, or you've got a different fruit in your box, getting the kids to just draw it lets them think about what it looks like, what it might taste, what it feels like, and that helps kids open their mind up to eating different fruit and veg. Pomegranates, once you've drawn them, they become a lot less weird because they're quite weird to look at, but kids can draw them and cut them and then they're more likely to eat them. Same as kiwis, once you've cut open a kiwi and you've got over how hairy it is, people might eat it, so that's a really good one. Taste tests, sometimes we give you resources for that. You obviously can't do it if we haven't, unless you've got food that's come from somewhere, but normally we can't do that. Four corners is the game where You label different corners for different answers. You might have played it in lots of different ways. And then there's loads of quizzes here. So for example, how many fruit and veg should we be eating a day? All the kids are running around in the middle. 2, 4, 6, 5, and they can all run to the corner they want to choose. Again, it's fun. We're talking about nutrition education, and there's movement involved, so we're hitting all of them in one. So that's really good. Higher or lower, what's got more sugar? Get them all lined up in the middle, and they just run either side. They won't have a clue which way they're going, they won't know which one's the right answer, but it's just fun. So there's loads of quizzes in here, but they don't have to be sitting down quizzes, because that's just like quite mind-numbing. So in your nutrition sections, which are usually like, they're not very long, so there's like a half an hour section. If you think about doing that game with the plates, it's going to take half an hour by the time they've drawn it, sorting the teams out. There's loads to do. So when there's nutrition, don't think it's boring. Get your booklet, have a look at different ideas. What usually happens is I come and I say, what nutrition have you done? And they go, quiz. You think, no, you haven't done anything. That's why you said quiz. So there's loads of other things to do. This one I really like, musical bumps. So what grows above the ground, what goes below the ground. So you stop and you shout lettuce. No, they sit down and they think it's under the ground, they stand up and think it's above. And that's important because allowing children to understand where their food is grown creates more thought about what you can eat. Generally the foods that are good and nourishing from us have been grown. So just talking about where things grow really helps. Does that make sense for the booklet? Ideal. So there's 2 make and takes over summer. They're fruit yogurts and the tortilla triangles. And we'll run a kind of session how we run it with the kids, and then you guys can just have a go and eat it. Because you'll probably so I would have groups of about 10. I think any more, even that's quite high, it's just going to be too much. And if you can have 2 members of staff, you can, but some people won't like places that you only just have one. I'd lay the chopping boards out, but I would not put the knives out, because they'll just run in and just grab the knives and just fake fight each other and whatever else they want to do. So once they're all sat down, bring the knives out, do a bit of knife safety first. So always hold the knife down, especially if you're walking. But you shouldn't be walking with a knife. We're not leaving, the knife doesn't leave the table. If I'm talking, it's down. So we all know how to be safe around a knife. And then we want to teach them how to use a knife safely. So we're always talking about claws, lion's claws. Everything you do, I want to see your claws, so you can get the kids to show them the claws. Don't throw the knife around like that. So when they're cutting, they're either clawing it, and so they're hitting the knuckle, not your finger. And if there's something underneath, they're bridging and cutting underneath. This won't cut you, but when they go home and they go get mum's knife out of the cupboard and they try and cut something, that will cut them. So it's just allowing them to have a bit more knife safety. Then we'd look at our recipes. Did I put them anywhere? Yeah. Nice. Then we'd look at our recipes, but I'd be really hit and miss with them. I'd kind of be like, this is what it wants to look like, but you don't need to follow the steps. I hate recipes, I can't follow steps. Some kids might want to follow the steps, so they can choose to follow it if they want to. They can also just play around with food. So these ones are fruity layered yogurts. The idea is we'd have a clear cup, so you can see it, but I couldn't find any clear cups, so we're not going to see it. But it looks pretty, and we're talking about eating the rainbow, so the more colours we eat, generally the more nutritious, the better the food is for us. So we're just slicing up kiwi, mushing up raspberries. If you want to mush them up, you can put them on. You can like scramble them around, which is quite fun. You cut things up and make it look neat. We'll put in like yogurts and granola, nice little layers to kind of add something, and then at the end we can just mix it up and eat it. The idea is the kids would make it and take it home. The reality of that is not quite there. If they're going to eat it, they're going to eat it. Don't be too stressed about it. If we can encourage taking it home, that's great, because it's a snack for when they get home, and that's something the parents don't have to give them. But don't be precious about it. Are we happy? Get cracking. There's strawberries, raspberries, kiwis, yogurts, raspberries, granola. Chuck them in your cups and have fun. There's someone's coming from your because of course say we haven't had time to do you make these? I've got my wooden ones.